It is now my pleasure to introduce your valedictorian, Eiji Yoshikawa. Eiji is a retired professional boxer, a filmmaker, writer, public speaker, and Japanese ambassador for the Terry Fox Foundation. He is the founder of the Peacemakers, Japan's first neighborhood watch, and spends much of his time visiting schools and communities teaching children about nonviolence. Eiji's dedication to those less fortunate is truly inspirational. While working as a boxing trainer in Japan, he would often meet extremely poor orphan boxers from the Philippines and around the world. It was through this experience that he was inspired to pursue a diploma in cosmetology and renovate a dilapidated boxing gym in the Philippines and add services such as hair care and skin care to generate supplemental income and provide jobs for those in the community. He also filmed a documentary that highlights the adversities these boxers face in and out of the ring. Please join me in welcoming Eiji Yoshikawa.
The good news is it's almost ending, right? The bad news, I'm going to speak. Professional boxer and cosmetology? You gotta be kidding. Hawaiian pizza? Well, I remember 2 years ago, joined the school and all my classmates. That was orientation day. A few hundred students, mostly girls, 20 years old, and I was sitting like I was lost, right? And I had this fear when they said, passing the microphone and said, you introduce yourself and where you're from. I had this fear, microphone was gonna come to me. It came straight to me. What I said was this: being a boxer in my whole life, I've been breaking people's ribs and noses and messing up their faces. I'm very sorry. It's time to compensate. It's redemption. That's why I took this course. That's what I said. Before fights, when I was fighting, like 40 years ago now, wow. I had to lose about 10 kilos or 22 pounds. And I knew I couldn't do this for a very long time. But I remember jumping this rope. I was telling myself, when I stop fighting, I gotta discipline myself harder because it won't be necessary. But that's when you have to discipline yourself harder and fight for the world. I remember telling myself that. And after losing 10 kilos, you have no more power to walk or talk. Going to the fight, taking a train was quite a challenge. I could not go up the stairs. It took me half an hour to go up the stairs, right? And then, of course, you start wondering, how can you fight when you cannot even walk, right? I make it to the ring and then somehow to the ring, take off my gowns and get ready. My opponent is right there, real tough guy. Take off the gown and put on my gloves. The referee says, don't do this, don't do that, of course not. And then the bell rings. Can you ring the bell? Ding, ding, okay. Maybe that's enough. I always say, like a boxing round, 3 minutes, one round. I say, life is 3 minutes. It's so short, especially your peak. It's so short. You're right at the peak. Next year, you'll be going down. Unless you watch yourself. But anyway, life is 3 minutes, and you gotta do what you gotta do. Right, how could I fight like that when you cannot walk? I was so surprised myself. The answer is, let's say, the fast cars like Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, if there's no gas in the tank, it's a piece of metal, useless, right? I was not eating for about 2 weeks, nothing, zero, nothing in the tank. I didn't have to go to washroom, which was good, saving time. Because nothing in there. Anyway, how can you fight like that? Because the answer is your heart. The heart is your power. And you all have it. I was a lazy guy. I hated all the training. But you all have it. When you believe in yourself, this power of heart is bigger than the universe. No scientists, no doctors, no professors know the answer. Why? But it's just limitless. So far, do you like it? Thank you. Thank you. Should I continue? I'll make it short. Yeah, working in the corner right now for boxers is my job. But the purpose, you gotta have a purpose. The purpose of my job is to give a ray of hope, a light of hope to those who are less fortunate. And boxing is a rough and tough sport. But why do you want to do it? Because their lives outside the ring is tougher. And they come from the places where there is no money, no food. And you know, everybody here is against bullying. Nobody supports it. We don't like it. However, if you're not taking any action to work on it, you are part of the bullying system. So I sometimes say this: the world will not be destroyed by tyrants and dictators. It will be destroyed by those who keep their mouths shut and don't do anything. You know, people are smart. Everybody's smart. Thank you. Thank you. I can continue. Round 2. I need some water. Yes. Why there are so many people and the world is not getting really better? Because I think people thinking is good, but people think too much. And then the answer is you don't do anything. But I would say you should think less. No. Instead of thinking too much, feel more. However, people are feeling less and thinking too much. All right, so, and some people ask me, so by doing what I'm doing, how many people am I helping or saving? I don't know, maybe 1 or 2, but that's still better than helping nobody. I remember Mother Teresa said, if you cannot feed 100 people, just feed 1. And Gandhi said, be the change that you wish to see in the world, right? You see good attitude, good things that people do, and then instead of just saying, that's good, you do it. And then the world will be in peace. And the peace will not be made by signing the treaty, by being kind to other people. More clapping hands, please. Thank you. So what I want to say is apathy is the #1 enemy. Apathy is the #1 enemy to this world. And, you know, I'm a lazy guy, like I said. Being lazy is so inviting. But you have to be crazy like a boxer. Because staying in the comfort zone will kill you. And boxers are, again, crazy people. They believe so hard that they will win, even when they are fighting the toughest champions ever. Why? How can they be like that? Because they believe in themselves. And yeah, I believe in miracles, so miracles are taking place every day. Hard to believe that, but I mean that. And okay, last 2 minutes. Without having a big dream, you are a piece of dumpling or meatballs, right? And nobody wants to be a meatball, right? And not to be a meatball. Here's one easy thing that you can do. Say what you think, do what you say. Right, and if your dream is small, you'll be tiny, like an ant, because you don't need to grow. Only by having a big dream, you will grow as a human being. Then the question is, how big is big? How big is big enough? Is the answer. If your dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. And what about my dream? My dream is to help other people's dream come true. Being a boxer, I died about 3 times because I gave it all, more than all, to some big fights. And I died, but luckily still alive. And my wish, so I have no more personal wish. I lived my life. I'm lucky I'm still alive, but I wish I were a miracle worker who can let those people who cannot walk, walk, who cannot see, see, who are broken-hearted, happy. That's my wish. Soon I will be 60 years old, and I will fight again when I'm 60, 65, 70, 75. And I will pick somebody who is 20 years old and taller than 6 foot. And I will be knocked down, of course. But why do I pick somebody so big and impossible to beat? Because I'm a man. And it doesn't mean anything about gender thing, but, nothing about women, okay? But, because I'm a man, that's how I live. Only by fighting the impossible, I can stay as a man. If I stop doing that, I don't want to live. Last of all, not last yet. The other thing I learned from my boxing life is you always pay the price. If you run a few miles less than you're supposed to, a little bit slower than you're supposed to, you are guaranteed to get knocked out. So all the good things that you're supposed to do, if you don't do it, you pay the price. And the things you don't do, you pay the price. Again, everything, it will come back to you. And to my boxing students, I always say, they are boys, mostly. So I say, be a gentleman before you are a good boxer. And be the most high-quality human being first, before you're any sportsman or artist or anybody. I'm not courageous. People misunderstand I'm courageous. But you'll be all courageous when you have a purpose. Purpose that is high up there. You'll be courageous. And you'll be spontaneous. All right. You can laugh at this one. Last one is fun. In universities and colleges, when I visit, there are some top high-level universities, top-class students. And after the talk, students say, "Hey, Eiji, do you have any advice to us?" I said, no, no advice to you. But they're still waiting. And I turn around and I say, oh, there is an advice. Do you want to know? And they say, yes. Do you want to know? Sure. Okay. My advice is, don't listen to anybody's advice. Because you're the very person who knows who you want to be. I don't know. You know. Who wants to join me and change the world? Great. Thank you. Send me email, okay? I'll be out in the lobby later, so please grab me. I have a bunch of cards with the email address. Now, the very last round. I promise this is the end. Thanks for enduring me. I met Manny Pacquiao, even though, yeah, he's great, not me, but Manny Pacquiao, Evander Holyfield, 4-time world heavyweight champion. You know where they're from. You know where Manny is from. And yeah, Evander is from a family of 9 brothers and sisters. He was the youngest, and his upbringing was the toughest that you can imagine. And as I meet and talk with those champions, here's something I can say. Go on. You cannot choose your parents. You cannot choose where you're from. But you can choose who you want to be, a person you're going to be. Very good? Thank you. Well, that's about it. Thanks so much.
You did a great job.
Thank you very much. Thank you.